Hey guys, today I'm doing a quick video about the electrolysis that I use to restore artifacts. Here's a little pail I got full of nice water, and I'm just adding baking soda into it right now to make the proper kind of solution that I'm going to be putting in. Here's my setup. Here's the big jug I have, and in here is the artifact. That down here is a piece of shrapnel from a cannonball, a big one. I'm thinking maybe 32 pounder. So I got the negative power hooked up to the cannonball fragment. I got the positive hooked up to some sacrificial metal around it. And I'm going to pour the water in here and turn it on. And the thing is all hooked up to this. It's a battery charger, just one for your car, but this is a manual one. It's got a manual option right down here, if you can see. Because if you don't use if you don't get the one with the manual option, there you go, see, manual. If you don't get the one with the manual option, the thing won't work. Because these days the battery can tell the charger can tell something's off. Like, you know, that's not a battery hooked up, it's something else. So anyway, I'm gonna hook this thing up, and once it gets going, I'll give you an idea of how it looks, and then the final result later. Okay guys, so I'm back. As you can see down here, it's all bubbling very, very vigorously. You can see bubbling occurring mainly from the connector, but if you look carefully all around, you can see it's going from everywhere. The artifact is pretty much surrounded by the positive sacrificial metal, and all the rust is being taken off from every angle possible at this point. It's really a really strong connection. And on my charger here, it says it's on the 5. Usually it's a lot less. But now, since I got such a strong connection, that's why it's doing so well. So it's going to take a while for this to work. The connection is strong, so I'm hoping it won't take too long, but I'm guessing at least a couple good hours. And I want to show you guys something. This was a toy little gun. If you watch any of the videos that I did from the finds, me and my buddy detecting, this is one of the things I got. I cleaned it up using electrolysis, and the reason it's so glossy is because I coated it with beeswax. Right here. Here's some hard beeswax. I covered this up with acetane first to remove all the moisture once I did the cleanup, and I just covered it up with beeswax. So it's hopefully going to remain preserved now. Don't think this was a real gun, but this turns out to be actually, it looks like it's either brass or copper. And what's interesting is there's some numbers here. 305. So I don't know if that's some serial number or something, but either way, it's cool. Anyway, talk to you guys later. Well, here's the fragment after today's session. You can see there's a lot more black than rust. Here's the fuse hole right here. That's a neat spot. See, it's nice thick iron now. Still a little bit of rust, but it's almost done. It's a cool fragment. Yeah, getting near the end, hopefully. Anyway, talk to you later. Well, here's another session of it in the tank. You can see it's sizzling quite nicely, even bubbling quite nicely. Got a good charge going through it, so I'll show you in a second how it looks after this session. Later. Got a really strong connection now. Look how it's sizzling real good everywhere. You can see now it's almost at 10 amps. So connection's good. Keep on going. We'll get this baby cleaned up soon, hopefully. Alright guys, once the artifact's been in there, make sure you put it in the bath and give it a good scrub with a brush. Use a nice stiff wire brush at this point. When all the rust that's been on there and the black stuff is gone, I'll use a regular toothbrush just to give it a scrape. You can see how dirty the water is because it's been a good session. You can see it's very little rust left. It's almost done, so that's a good sign. We'll keep on giving it a try. Well, I think this is the final session. You can see the fragment is now facing this way, like this, instead of being all the way down. So all the edges, all the sides now that were on top and the bottom in the previous sessions get a treatment, and you can see it's fizzling up real good. I just put it in, so I'm gonna let it go like this for maybe 2 hours, give it another flip it like this so the other side gets a better connection and burn and a clean, and hopefully that'll be it. I'll show you the end result if that's the final session. Later. Look at it go. It's fizzing real good. Look at that. I think this is going to be the final session. Excellent. Alright guys, so here's my artifact. After a good clean, I used a pick to get all the little holes here that had some rust in it to remove as much as I can. Use the wire brush to do the same. And then finally just a regular toothbrush. And then I give it a good tooth clean in the water. You don't want the artifact to get dry at any point, because then rust starts forming just in the air. Now the next step is an important step. It's very crucial. I'm putting it in a solution of acetone. You don't want to do this in a well ventilated air. I got a big fan around here, so it's doing a good job. And I got the windows open too. So anyway, you want to put this puppy, look at that. See, that's how it looks after a good long session. There's a hole right here. But anyway, so I'm taking the moisture off by putting it in acetone. Here we go. Okay, there we go. I'll try to submerge it as much as possible. Anyway, it's going to be in there for about 30 seconds. Try to get every little drop of moisture that you can possibly get off it. Because this is how we're going to dry the artifact. We're not using heat in this case, we're just using the acetone. Yeah, I'm just moving it back and forth so it's all exposed, sucking up all the moisture out of it. There you go. Just let it do its thing, and you can see it's pretty clean. It's 30 seconds is about enough, but I'll probably give it a little longer. Then I'm just going to take it out, put it on this, and let it dry up. And then we go to the next crucial stage after electrolysis, is preservation. I'm tending to use beeswax to cover the artifact with it. The beeswax is going to first be heated up, and then I'm going to dip the porous areas of the artifact in it, and then I'll just kind of polish it on it when it's hot, and then I'll use a blow dryer to make the polish a little better and fix up any spots that got a little too much. Anyway, so this is getting there, and I'm gonna set up and I'll get back to you. See, now just give it a light polish, give it that glossy look. Just keep it repeating, so you take off as much wax as you want to take off to maintain the look. Now, I'm going to let this thing dry and see how it looks in the end. Well guys, here's the final result. Cannonball got a good session on the wax, good electrolysis. There's the hole right here. I need to use the blow dryer just a little bit to get some of the hardened wax, but other than that, it looks like it's been covered up real nice. So here's the after effect of a good long electrolysis session and a covering of wax. Whatever little rust you have in here is going to still stay preserved underneath the wax, so you shouldn't have to worry about that too much. So there you guys have it. Piece of shrapnel, fixed up and preserved. Ooh, it's a heavy sucker. So that's how you do it. There's my crude setup right here, as you can still see. It works. Just make sure the positive and negatives never touch. And for water, I recommend using something that doesn't have chlorine, like you know, any kind of spring water, maybe, because the chlorine could cause problems with the metal after you have the session going, and also for your hands if you know, like the reaching of your hands, even though you should use gloves as well. So there you guys have it. Wax and electrolysis restoration. Hope you liked. Take precautions when you do it. If you use the acetone stuff, make sure you do it outside or in one ventilated area. But you can see it works. I was happy with the result. So I'll continue to do this on other relics. My other project is this part of gun piece right here. Pretty rusted. Yeah. And of course it works on coins, but don't let it go too far. Like for example, here's a penny I had in there for a little too long. You can see it's become way too clean. Overdid it. So you gotta watch the artifact all the time to see how much you do. Well, there you have it guys. Thanks for watching, and have fun. Take care. Be safe.